The anima is identification of the feminine energy within the male body, and the animus is the masculine energy within the female body. These both lie together with the human self and are vital parts to our reality we create. When we fall unconscious of these aspects, they marry our human shadow, leading us down pathways and disconnect us further from the self. When we look at the anima, which we can see as the emotional body of man, the deeper understanding, sensitivity and intuition to our world, it's the animation of our life, the way we interpret the self to carry us on our soul journey. Just like the persona, the anima animus will connect with the depths of our psyches, creating our realities. In the male, it's the relationship to love versus the will for power. The male psyches have been indoctrinated for thousands of years, conditioned to believe in fight or flight. Boys don't cry, man up, men go to work, men have muscles, while women stay at home to do the cleaning. Both conditioning us into the shadow anima, the inversion of the female. Although men have always been hunter-gatherers, they have become disconnected from their anima, leading to a world that is hungry and in need for power. The anima within men has been replaced with a distorted view of the sacred feminine, which has led to men's sexual dysfunctionality. We have been taught being in touch with the anima is deemed as being weak or oversensitive, when actually this connection is the gateway to our inner freedom. The imbalances we feel in life are often determined by our balance of the anima in our souls. With the dominance of the male psyche within our world and the loss of the connection to our emotional bodies, reality has become distorted. There is no coincidence that suicides most commonly occur in the middle-aged man. We have the constructed term called the midlife crisis. Middle age is where we have formed our identity to the world. If the anima or animus is rejected, we emotionally deteriorate and become caught up in the fairground ride of life, forgetting who and what we are. We are then carried along a conveyor belt in which we have no control, or we are tricked to believe we are free and we are the controllers. In most cases, female energy is very connected to its anima, but like a male lacks the anima, the female lacks the animus. It is fed into our psyches in a negative form where women are fed to feel they have to fight like men. The ruthless businesswoman or the hard-nosed politician. Political female leaders are driven by male testosterone, disconnected emotionally and living a man's world, sometimes even questionable to which sexual identity they are. But ultimately, the mind of a woman is wired differently than a man, allowing women to make better emotional decisions and handling stress, unlike a man who will often react in distress and anger. Throughout time, you see how the images of historical movements depicted men on the battlefield, while the women stayed at home bringing up the children. This constant mind programming displayed to us in education, art, historical events. Yes, men are physically stronger than women, and of course that's the proposed reason men were sent to war. But who started these wars? Who drove that male and female to divide? It was all social engineering, creating division in relationships for the man to be cut off from his anima, driven by the fury and aggression of war. While the female nurtured her survival but had the space to contemplate and reflect, but was still missing her animus. The division in the sacred union between male and female has been a direct attack at the human psyche and has fractured many parts of our previous generations. The dark influence of Hollywood has had extreme conditioning on the anima and animus. The passive fair maiden is always rescued by the hero, where the hero is often depicted as the man of strength. These are fake archetypes that are never attainable, which people believe and follow. They keep you locked in that synthetic story programmed by that version of reality. Although this has changed in the recent years, the female heroes are still commonly depicted through male energy. You can clearly see how pornography has degraded the beauty of the female, distorting the truth and the true union of male-female energy. Again, removing the anima from the man and replacing it with synthetic realities, sexual scenes that will degrade the view of what male-female energy actually is. As much as you may be excited and believe you are enjoying what you are watching, you are becoming sexually aroused by a traumatic, abusive situation, which is activating a huge energy surge within your body, a very powerful force connected to our claustrum, the connection to the divine. While our minds submerge in sexual energy, the claustrum activates our higher consciousness, and while we are entering that, we are in an unconscious state. And people thought pornography was free. Sexual energy drives most of society. It's just more repressive than ever. The human anima and animus have both been attacked since the birth of time, distorted and inverted to someone else's belief system. The anima is the focus as we live in a male-dominated world. Although the animus is equally important, it is the anima that has been damaged. This is a man's world, but originally this was a human world. The more a man identifies with the persona, the conditioned beliefs, the more he will become trapped within his physical world and burden the pressures of fulfilling his masculine tasks. His sexual repression and appetite for sexual desires will only increase to an explosive nature, where he will create strange fetishes or a need to fulfill his anima. We cannot avoid the anima or animus. These are integral parts of us that are forming our outlook on the world. Ask yourself, how are you looking at women? How are you looking at men? How did you see your mother and father? Is there any similarities? Media and social trends have dictated a program to us for too long. The program is now ending. The world is yours to create. The previous world conditioned us into a dark place and held us in the dark because it could have power over us through these programs. Once we disengage with it, it has no power over us whatsoever. And by disengage, I do not mean to forget about it, dip your head in the sand. Just look through it and beyond it. Focus on your goals. Art and creativity are answers to how we can discover our masculine and feminine qualities. But by disengaging from our egos, removing ourselves from our mind space, we begin to see how we are missing these parts of ourselves. To remove this parasitic energy from this planet, we have to remember these parts of who we are. As generations move forward and reality is moving so fast, we have to remember and never forget the core to what we are. We now have an opportunity for true freedom inside and out. Let go of the chains in which we have suffocated in for too long. But without asking the personal questions, how can you expect this outside world to shift? Your beliefs will only stay the same unless you change. The outside world might look different for a while, but it will soon return to that control system that no one wants. When we walk in love and truth, we naturally hold boundaries. Integrity and freedom is our birthright, not something we have to fight for. So where do you fight in your life? What do you fight inside yourself?